What's up, everybody? In this video today, we're working on a 2004 Chevy Avalanche. Now, this is my father's truck. He let me borrow it because my F-150 is being worked on. It's a job that I don't feel like doing, so I'm going to pay someone else to do it for me. But while I have my dad's truck, I noticed that it says change oil, so I'm going to take care of that for him because he let me borrow it. The first thing you're going to need to do is locate your oil drain plug, which is going to be at the back of the motor at the lowest point. It is a 15 millimeter on this vehicle. Make sure you go lefty-loosey. I've done it before. You're laying upside down and you just turn it the wrong way. Just make sure you're going the right direction. One important thing here is make sure you have a big enough drain pan to catch all the oil. This motor holds 6 quarts, so this is only a 7-quart pan. It's going to get pretty full. Just make sure you don't have anything smaller, because then you'll definitely be making a mess. One important thing I always do, not just on this vehicle, but anytime I do change oil, is check the back of the drain plug that was inside the motor, because there's usually a magnet and it catches any debris. If there's any large chunks of metal, you might want to get it looked at. Now, my dad got this truck not too long ago, and we're not sure who changed the oil the last time before, but whoever did it, they put that filter on way too tight. This is one of my biggest pet peeves because it's just so hard for the next guy because you over torque it on when you're putting it on. Now, I couldn't get the filter to crack loose just by hand, and I couldn't find my wrench inside my toolbox, so I just decided to use an old school method where you use a screwdriver and a hammer. This method's a little dangerous, so if you're not the best at mechanic work yet, I'd rather you just either go buy the tool or ask somebody who can do it for you. So the idea behind this method is drive the screwdriver through the oil filter. Now, there's going to be oil inside, so as soon as you get it stabbed, let it drain out, or you can just continue driving the screwdriver through. And once you get enough oil out and you feel comfortable trying to take it out, just use the screwdriver as leverage to turn it to loosen it out. Now, like I said before, this one was way too tight because even after cracking it loose, I couldn't turn it by hand. So I had to use the screwdriver again for another hole and rotate it one more time before taking it out by hand. Now, one reason I really don't like telling people how to do it this way is because a lot of things can go wrong. If you hit it too hard, you can maybe break the housing. You could puncture both sides of the filter. You could puncture the oil pan behind it. There's so much stuff that can go wrong. So if you can do it any other way, I recommend doing it. I just wasn't trying to dig through my toolbox to find an oil wrench or go out and buy a new one. So as you see here, after putting that second hole in the filter and rotating it one more time, it was all freed up and I could do it by hand. Now, even though you put a hole in the filter, there's still going to be fluid inside of it. Unless you put a hole directly at the bottom and let it all drain out, be ready for some fluid to come out. So have your drain pan ready directly under where the old filter is. This here is just a different angle of the 2 holes that I put in the filter just to show you position. First hole, cranked it over as far as I could, and then second hole, cranked it over a little bit more to make it work. Cleaning up any oil that I may have spilled on the body or the oil pan in this instance. One thing I always do, no matter what vehicle I'm working on, when you're looking at the old filter, you want to make sure that this gasket here didn't get stuck on the oil filter housing, because if you put a new filter up, it's just going to leak. It's happened to me before and I don't want to deal with it anymore, so now I check every single time. Now, instead of just screwing the new filter up and tightening it down, what I always do is take a little bit of oil on your fingers or your hand, wherever it's spilled on you, and put it onto the seal of the new filter. It just helps it glide a little bit easier and it doesn't bind up, causing a leak in the future. Now, when it comes to tightening the new filter onto the housing, don't be the guy who overcranks it, because then you're going to be fighting yourself the next time you have to change it. So what I like to do is once it gets to a stopping point after just screwing it on lightly, turn it a quarter of a rotation with a little bit of strength behind it. No more than that is needed because you're just overdoing it. Once the drain plug is back in the oil pan and your new filter is tightened on properly, all the work is on the top side. Make sure you have a good funnel, and if the funnel's dirty, spend the extra time to clean it because you don't want to put any dirt into your motor. It's just not a smart thing to do. Take the 2 seconds and use a rag to wipe it out. Now, the oil fill cap on this vehicle is on your passenger side. You see it right here. You're going to rotate it to the left and then pull straight out. Don't be afraid to give it a little bit of snugness coming off because it may be stuck on there. Put your filter into the fill tube and start to put your oil in. Today, I went with Castrol GTX high mileage just because it's a name brand oil, and high mileage because the truck's got 134,000 miles on it. So why not use the extra protectiveness that's in this oil rather than just the cheap, no name, crappy oil. After all 6 quarts are in, remove the funnel, put a rag underneath of it as fast as possible. This way you don't leave oil all over the motor, and check your oil. Now the way you're going to do that is with a dipstick. That's the yellow handle here. You're going to pull it out, use a rag to wipe off as much oil as you can coming off of it. Oil dipstick on this truck has 4 holes drilled in it. The hole being closest to the end being the absolute lowest amount, and as you go up, it's fuller, and the very top one being the most full, that's where you want your oil line to be at. If this video helped you at all today, please go ahead and hit that like button and the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and continue to see what I do in my next shenanigans.